Hey guys, it is Tina Marie, your broker, and I'm here to talk to my fellow real estate agents today about being prepared for listings and how you prepare for a listing presentation in this current market, and kind of making sure that you have everything together, kind of a checklist, if you will, about what you'll need to do in order to prepare for a listing presentation. And the first thing you want to do is to think about other agents and what the competition is, and that you're not the only one walking into this listing presentation, that you're probably going to be one of a few that are being interviewed or considered for such an honor to be able to list someone's home. So even if you think that you're only one that the client is talking to, this is an opportunity for you now to start to think about, how can I improve my expertise in this market, show that I'm committed and that I'm dedicated to getting the job done and selling this home, that you're reliable, and that you're ultimately there to try to wow this seller. You really want to show them that you've done everything that you need to do to prepare in advance, so that you don't treat this listing presentation like just as a formality, and you kind of go through this stiff, kind of stagnant, cookie cutter listing presentation. You really, really want to show them your value. We say show them your value here at Maryland Prime Realty Company. But you want to walk into it with a mindset thinking that you're prepared to outperform the other competition that's out there. And the competition is steep, because there are a dozen realtors, for every one, particularly in every market. So, we know that across the country there are 1.5 million realtors, and there are probably, a couple million real estate agents. So that's a lot. So, per capita in any market here in the DMV, there, I think they're just over 45,000 in Maryland alone. So just think about that when you're going into it. Think about, how can I be different and show that I'm different from the others? So you want to think about your presentation and what that looks like, not just on paper, but how you present that information well, so that the client actually gets it and can take something away from that. So again, how do you do that? You want to really think about and review the key areas about your brand and what you look like. Overall presentation, what you're wearing is important, what you look like. Did you show up on time? If you're going to do it virtually, are you on time? Did the information go out to schedule the appointment on time with your clients? All these things are very important and relative. It also includes the tone of your voice. What is your communication style like? What is the color scheme, the logos, the branding, the things that you use on your materials? That's going to be your voice, quote unquote, that you leave behind once the listing appointment is over. So what do those materials look like? And do they accurately reflect the image that you want to project for this client's specific needs? And I don't want you to forget that, the specific needs of this client for the type of product, meaning the type of property it is, and the market that you're serving. Who are the clients that you will reach based on the demographics of the house and the area that you're trying to sell it in? Make sure that that is reflective in each of your marketing materials, and all the materials, again, that you provide to the client, that you show them as far as what your sales materials will look like. If you want to create any sample flyers or provide examples for the property, or for yourself, or for your brokerage or your brand, make sure all those things are consistent. Can you say that, ladies and gentlemen? Consistency makes a difference. So make sure, again, you don't want to leave anything. Inconsistency leaves room for confusion for sellers. Can I say that again? Inconsistency will leave confusion for sellers, or for clients in general, in whatever you're doing. So remember, be consistent in all your materials, all of your marketing, all the time, whether that's the same fonts that you're using, or similar fonts or font families, or colors, branding. Today things should not be blue and then tomorrow they're purple. We want to make sure that they're consistent, so that when they see me, that Maryland Prime gray, the mixed metals, you'll start to think and remember Maryland Prime eventually. So if you're not already thinking about your personal branding in conjunction with your brokerage's branding, think about it and make sure that that message is clear, because clients will remember it visually and based on what you say and do. So again, anybody can create kind of the cookie cutter presentations. You know, they sell them templates and things on Etsy. So we don't have to reinvent the wheel here. But what you do have to do is to customize and personalize those templates enough to know to show the sellers that you really thought about their needs and their specific requirements and goals in terms of selling their property. So again, how do you do that? By making sure you put enough personal information about your demographics in your market in those templates that people are creating. They're like, you can get some of them now $3, $4, $5, or you can pay for subscriptions through a lot of companies out there that are marketing just to real estate agents and real estate professionals. So use those tools. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, especially if graphic design is not our first love, or doesn't come easy for us. So think about those things, and again, use the templates. Nothing wrong with that, but make sure that you're customizing them enough to make them seem unique to a specific person, or like a family or a couple, not just by putting their names on it, but also by making sure that it is something that's easy for them to read, process, and digest, that is again unique to their specific situation. You can also communicate that you're focused on their specific sales goals, and I can't stress that enough, to make sure that you're thinking about what does the seller hope to get out of this property. If that is whatever their bottom line is, you don't want to communicate that in numbers, but you also want to make sure that you're referencing it and that you're there to try to help the sellers accomplish their sales goals, not us as agents accomplishing our sales quota. Can I say that again? Not us as agents accomplishing a sales quota, but for us to deliver the result to the seller of their goal. So if that is to sell at a certain price point, hopefully they listen to us and take our advice on listing prices and what the market will bear at that given time, and not just based on comps. We'll put a pin in that and come back to that for another video on another day. So today we're talking about making sure that you're having your listing presentation prepared, and that you want to make sure that the presentation itself, the marketing presentation, is overall attractive, and that it is visually appealing and stimulating, and it's beautiful. We want it to look nice. You don't want to put together, some half done Word document that, only covers the basics. You want to make sure that you really, really go above and beyond by making sure you have the appropriate sales data and real-time market data and information. How many competitors are out there? How many people have listed their home in the past 60 days in your area? There are a number of different statistics that you can run through to make sure that you can pull the correct and most accurate real-time data for preparing for that specific property's listing appointment. Pull the information. Show off a little bit. Make sure you personalize it. Have your pretty professional headshots on that property that you may have had some or found some previous online photos. Make sure that the house photos look well and that they show a positive make a positive first impression on the actual property that you're selling, because you can get generic photos off of the internet for the specific property that you're showcasing. So think about that when you're putting together a listing presentation, that those photos again show the property in a really nice light, and that you're going to show it in an even better light when you have your new photographer go out and take new photos, or that you have a 3D or they call it Matterport 360 walk-in tour of your property on the inside. So that you're going to do all these things to prepare your marketing plan. You want to show your unique value proposition after that, talking about your knowledge and that you're excited about selling their property. Can I say that? Excited to help them and partner with them to sell this property, that it is a partnership indeed, that agents, partnering with their clients to accomplish the one common goal, which is to sell the property for the most that we can get with the least amount of headache. So we want to be very clear in what that value proposition looks like, and that we're going to be excited about it, to show them that we are knowledgeable, not just on a basic level, that we truly have spent time studying the market that they are entering and what that looks like for their specific property. I can't say that enough. For their specific property, not generally speaking, not across an entire market, but broken down into their specific segment, if they're selling a 5-bedroom house in Southern Maryland, the marketing and listing presentation would look vastly different than that of a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, or efficiency condominium in Prince George's County, Montgomery County. Those marketing and listing presentations should look completely different because the specific property is different. So don't take the lazy route. You want to make sure that you're customizing. When we talk about your value proposition, not only talking about just the years of your experience, because some newer agents may not have that. Talking about your years of experience, show your personality. Talk about your reputation amongst your peers. Talk about your reputation amongst your friends. Talk about your reputation amongst your colleagues in some of your dual career professions and your other business associates. Those things make a difference. And what is your specialty? What do you specialize in? What do you think that you know really well? Some people, again, you may not be an expert in everything, but you can also have a specialty, meaning that's where your passion is, whether that's helping veterans or whether that's helping the teachers or whether that's helping self-employed people, 1099, business people, who have unique needs and documented their incomes. You can be a specialist in those things. And don't be afraid to speak about your standout skills. Like, what do you have that is different than other people? And your market specialties. Market specialties is, saying again, what segment I think I'm really great at closing condominiums. So I know that is a specialty that I have, where a lot of agents lack the ability of understanding of how and what it takes to close a delinquent condo. I happen to be an expert. I know that I'm an expert at it because I've probably successfully closed about 20 of them in the past couple of years, which is a lot more than many agents because they don't understand the unique challenges. So I want to talk about those things, even if I'm not currently on an appointment to show a condominium. That's just kind of where you highlight that you have a different skill set and you have a lot of strong skill sets to be in this market to help them to, again, accomplish the goal. Write down your strengths in the above areas and talk about it. Give that list. Again, from that list is where you create your unique value proposition. Taking a list of things about your skills and write that out and be able to share that with the client. And if you're new or a novice agent to an area or to a market, it's okay. You may not have enough confidence to include the market information, but that's where you allow your reputation outside of this real estate business to speak for you and to stand in a place of to kind of fill in some of those gaps that, for example, you may not have been a real estate agent that long, maybe for many years, but you can say, hey, I have a bachelor's degree in accounting and finance where I really understand credit very well and I understand how to help you to begin to come up with a plan to help you save or finance or do different things, and you show the client the value of putting in $3,000 worth of work. You might be able to demonstrate that through spreadsheets and charts and things like that can help them demonstratively see that you have a strong set of skills in this area that may help them in other areas. So you don't have to be an expert in everything, but start where you are. You also can make sure that you talk about, I say the enthusiasm, talk about how excited you are. A lot of agents will be so, not humble, but they'll be so exaltive about touting brokerage statistics, details in terms of, okay, we're an award-winning Michelin star, blah, blah, blah. But people want to know, what is your knowledge? What do you know? And what can that do for me? So it's great to acknowledge and say, oh, yep, I'm in the top 1%. But what does that really, really mean to a seller prospectively or a client? What does that really mean? Talk about what you're willing to do to help and assist this client and how your, stars and accolades and awards are going to translate to helping your client accomplish their goal easier. How does that get them there faster? So think about that. In terms of your marketing plan, sellers want to sell quickly and at the highest possible price. That is what they want to do. How can you help them get there? Your marketing strategy is going to show them how to do just that. It's the most objective part of your listing presentation that you can have. And you need to craft it thoroughly enough, a plan that demonstrates and shows exactly how you intend to do that and how you're going to attract and gain the attention of potential home buyers who are interested or who may not even know they're interested. They just might be so wowed at your marketing materials that it draws them in, where they may want to share it to some, with someone else who might potentially be interested. So marketing is not always just about advertising on the internet and social media or putting it in the MLS. It's about taking it a step further in those flyers, handouts. A lot of old school tactics still work. Printing out copies of flyers and putting them in the in the box from the MLS, just the MLS printout report for the short one for potential clients. On the signpost, those things still work because people still want to drive by and figure out, well, how much is this house actually selling for? How can I get data? Whether you're also offering like a QR code on your signs or things to take them to the listing. How are you going to market this and show them your value in terms of what will you do differently that's going to set you apart from the other agents that they're considering? And the sellers today expect a digital first kind of marketing plan. They want everything to be on the internet. They want it to be very, very savvy in terms of the technology, because sellers by themselves, in and of themselves, don't have necessarily the access to things that we have. So you want to basically be able to showcase all of those tools to them and show them what you're going to be willing to do. Like, you're going to make a dedicated home page or listing page for them. You're going to create social media ads on Facebook, Instagram, organic social media posts that just may say, hey, this house is for sale. It's 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, 2-car garage in this prestigious neighborhood. And not just post it one time, but post it multiple times until you evoke that sale, and even beyond and through the sale, meaning that you're under contract, that you're having open houses, that you're just listing, just sold. Doing neighborhood postcards is something that we now, as we're entering this normal market, quote unquote, in this area, more normal market where things aren't selling as quickly. Now we have time to actually do farming campaigns, which we again call neighborhood postcard marketing, where you could send out postcards that you have a neighboring property for sale. Someone might actually have a friend or a relative who may want to live in your community, and they will share that, or potentially could share that postcard with them. So neighborhood postcards are great. Door knocking, hang tags, those are all new things that you also could do to let the neighbors know that this property is for sale in advance of open houses that you're going to hold. And you could do things like booths at the local farmers market, or you could do obviously home broker open houses to bring in other real estate agents, serve some food, wine, cheese, and have them come through, because they may potentially see something there that could not just suit a current client, but a potential future client if the property is on the market long enough. So those things are all great in terms of properly marketing and showing your value in terms of marketing that property. And lastly, social proof. Your client should have, you should also have and be prepared to have in your listing a presentation, testimonials and reviews from previous clients. So if you're going to do your presentation by printing out paper, and I believe always leaving something at hand. I'm old school, almost 20 years in the game. But if you want to leave something with your clients, you should also be providing them written testimonials, and also get permission from your clients first to pass out their phone number or their email addresses. So you might say John W., it's the last name, and here's his phone number, here's his email address, and this is the copy of the Google review that they left for me. And you want to put the date, because dates are always relative. So you want to put the date, and also check in with the client, Mr. John W., first, and say, hey, if a client calls you, would you be willing to give me a review or provide them some feedback about your experience in working with me? And please be very honest with them. And I always say, tell the good, bad, and the ugly. Let's not make it like everything is perfect, because transactions are very unique and they have hiccups. And I think that the more we're transparent with our clients in sharing those hiccups and bumps and how you navigated them, more importantly, is what will help a seller to make a more informed decision that you're a client, excuse me, you're a seller agent that actually can handle when those challenges come and how you maneuvered them through it efficiently and effectively without hopefully costing them a lot of money in litigation or other things that could dead a transaction, that could kill a transaction. So I think it's really great to for having to have your clients who are willing to give those testimonials about the challenges, but the fact that you navigated through them, I think is going to be even better and a better experience for all involved. So I think that that's just about it. So hopefully you guys have learned a little bit today, and I'm going to be doing more of these videos. So pardon the fact that I am not made up and I don't have on all the makeup and all the fanfare, but this is just a good test run. This is my first video, hopefully of many that I'll be preparing for you guys to really help you guys really understand how to prepare for this market. If you're a new agent, if you have questions, and you're looking for some advice or counsel, I am Tina Marie the Broker on Instagram, so please follow me, like, and subscribe. If you have any questions, reach out. Telephone number is 301-275-6500. And I've been around for, again, almost 20 years, and I pray I'll be around for 20 more. So, again, Tina Marie the Broker, out. Thank you.